되게 싫어하거든요. 그러니까 뭐 예술 좋아하는 사람 중에 이런 거 좋아하는 사람 어떻겠습니까? 그런데 그래서 왈츠도 그 사람은 싫어해요. 왈츠도. 그래서 슈트라우스 2세를 3년 동안 수업 시간에 한 번도 왈츠를 틀질 않았어요. 꼬장꼬장하죠. 이 왈츠가 그런 의미로 지금 틀어준 겁니다. 이 감독이 연회장, 위선, 허례허식 이런 거 할 때 지금 왈츠 딱 틀어주잖아요. 그리고 아까 그 음악은 뭐죠? 사랑 얘기할 때 엘렌 오렌스카의 욕망이 부추길 때 마지막에 강렬한 그거 딱 하고 끊었죠. 그러면서 이제 위선 할 때는 왈츠 딱 틀어주는 거예요. 자, 이 왈츠를 싫어하는 사람은 리하르트 스트라우스의 음악을 되게 좋아하거든요. 그 사람은 진짜 음악을 만든 사람이에요. 자, 그렇다고 왈츠를 우리가 싫어하는 게 아니고 그거는 기쁨의 음악이지만 보불 전쟁에서 프로이센한테 진 오스트리아가 요한 스트라우스 2세가 국민들을 위로하기 위해서 만든 거예요. 그래서 이번 빈필에서 지휘자 프란츠 벨저메스트가 지금 오스트리아 최고의 지휘자인데 빈필을 이끌고 와가지고 이태원 사고에 대해서 언급을 했어요. 처음에 시작할 때 바흐의 지선상의 아래를 틀어줬어요. 그 원래 프로그램이 없었거든요. 그 추모한다는 뜻에서. 그리고 끝나고 나서는 왈츠를 틀어줬어요. 근데 왈츠를 틀면은 아무 말 하고 않고 틀어주면은 그 이제 언론에 몰매를 맞겠죠. 댓글이나. 근데 그 사람이 마이크를 딱 잡고 앵콜로 왈츠 틀어줄 때 라데츠키 행진곡 같은 게 트는 게 아니고 아주 좀 서정적인 왈츠를, 빈의 왈츠를 앵콜로 했는데 그 이유를 한 5분 동안 설명을 해줬어요. 왈츠는 기쁠 때만 가볍게 경쾌하게 연주하는 음악이 아니고 원래는 슬플 때나 우리가 힘들 때도 위로하기 위해서 만든 음악이다. 그 원래 요한 스트라우스 2세가 그렇게 만들었거든요. 요걸 우리 선생님들 잘 아셔야 돼요. 그러니까 어떻게 보면 박정호 선생님도 그걸 관가했다고 볼 수도 있겠죠. 그래서 이 왈츠는 뭐죠? 슬픔을 위로해주기 위한 보불전쟁에 패배한 오스트리아 국민을 위해서 만든 음악입니다. 자, 이 왈츠죠.
Newland Archer had not stopped at his club as young men
클럽에 가지
usually did,
않고
but came directly to the Beauforts. He wanted the announcement of his engagement to divert gossip away from the Countess and show his most ardent support for May and her whole family. The Beaufort house had been boldly planned. Instead of squeezing through a narrow passage to get to the ballroom, one marched solemnly down a vista of enfiladed drawing rooms. But only by actually passing through the crimson drawing room could one see the return of spring, the much discussed nude by Bouguereau, which Beaufort had had the audacity to hang in plain sight. Archer enjoyed such challenges to convention. He questioned conformity in
이게 중요한
private,
말이죠.
but in public he upheld family.
속으로는 그렇지 않으면서
This was a world balanced
저런 사람
so
무서운 사람들이에요.
precariously that its harmony could be shattered by a whisper. Archer was amused by the smooth hypocrisies of his peers. He may even have envied them. Lawrence Levens, for instance, was New York's foremost authority on form, and his opinion on pumps versus patent leather Oxfords had never been disputed. On matters of surreptitious romance, his skills went unquestioned. Mr. Sillerton Jackson was as great an authority on family as Lawrence Lefferts was on form. The mean and melancholy history of Countess Olenska's European marriage was a buried treasure he hastened to excavate. He carried, like a calling card, an entire register of the scandals and mysteries that had smoldered under the unruffled surface of society for the last 50 years. Now, Julius Beaufort's secret was the way he carried things off. He could arrive casually at his own party as if he were another guest, and might also leave early for a more modest but comforting address in the East 30s. Beaufort was intrepid in his business, but in his personal affairs, absolutely audacious. Archer's fiancée was innocent of all these intrigues, and of much else. May Welland represented for Archer all that was best in their world, all that he honored, and she anchored him to it.
글이 아름답네요.
See, I've told all my friends, just as you've asked.
Yes, I couldn't wait. I mean, I wish it hadn't had to be at a ball.
And even here we're alone together.
The worst of it is that I want to kiss you. But I can't.
아하하.
Did you tell Ellen as I asked you to?
No, I didn't have a chance after all.
She's my cousin, and if others know before she does, it's just that she's been away for so long, she's rather sensitive.
Of course I'll tell her, dearest, but I didn't see her yet.
She decided not to come at the last minute.
At the last minute?
She was afraid her dress wasn't smart enough. We all thought it was so lovely, but she asked my aunt to take her home.
Oh, well.
Very handsome, very liberal. In my time, a cameo set in pearls was thought to be sufficient. But it's the hand that sets off the ring, isn't it, my dear Miss? Oh, you know.
Oh, what a con...
Mary,
이런 이제 가족에 대한 얘기를 하고
much of New York was already related to her, and she knew the remainder by merit or by reputation. Though brownstone was the norm, she lived magisterially within a large house of controversial pale cream-colored stone in an inaccessible wilderness near the Central Park. The burden of her flesh had long since made it impossible for her to go up and down stairs, so with characteristic independence, she had established herself on the ground floor of her house. From a sitting room, there was an unexpected vista of her bedroom. Her visitors were startled and fascinated by the foreignness of this arrangement, which recalled scenes in French fiction. This was how women with lovers lived in the wicked old societies. But if Mrs. Mingott had wanted a lover, the intrepid woman would have had him too. For now, she was content simply for life and passion to flow northward to her door, and to anticipate eagerly the union of Newland Archer with her granddaughter May. In them, two of New York's best families would finally and momentously be joined.
이런 그림이에요.
Bye, Mama. Goodbye, Ellen.
Yes. Archie?
Beaufort. This is a rare favor.
Unnecessarily rare.
Mother and it.
My grandfather said the
Our new cousin, was she at the ball?
The secretary? Handsome, they said.
It called for eradication. There was a single court of appeal. He would plead their case before the
이혼 소송이죠. 이혼 소송.
And all this you think is due to some intentional interference by
Larry Lefferts, yes, sir, I'm certain of
The
it.
Van der Luydens dwelled above all the city's families in a kind of super-terrestrial twilight. Archer appealed to their exquisitely refined
분별력을
sense of
가지고
tribal
있고.
order, and he spoke plainly.
Poor Gertrude Lefferts begins to suspect her husband of something. Larry starts making some great diversionary fuss to show how moral he is.
Well, it's the principle that I dislike. I mean to say, if a member of a well-known family is backed by that family, it should be.
자, 여기서 이제 그 앨런의 이혼에 대해서 이 사람 직업이 변호사잖아요. 그리고 앨런은 여기서는 영국으로 나온지 모르겠지만 원래 원작에서는 폴란드 그쪽 이제 유럽에서 이혼하고 뉴욕으로 온 거거든요. 자, 거기에 대해서 이게 옛날에 그 소꿉친구니까 도와주려고 하는 부분들이죠. 지금 이혼 소송에 대한 그런 이야기들입니다.
We all felt this slight on the Countess should not pass without our consulting you.
So, we're giving a little dinner for our cousin, the Duke of St. Austria, who arrives next week on the Rossia. I'm sure Louisa will be as
올렌스카
glad as I
백작
am
부인.
if Countess Olenska will let us include her among our guests.
계속 클래식 음악이 나오죠. 자, 여기서 만나서 뭔가
It was not the custom.
네, 요거 들어보세요. 요거 보고 5분씩 한 10분씩 깨요.
And walk away from one gentleman in order to seek the company of another. But the Countess did not observe this rule.
I want you to talk to me about May.
You knew the Duke before?
From Nice. We used to see him every winter. He's very fond of gambling and used to come to our house a great deal. He likes to wear the same suit every evening. He thinks it brings him luck. I think he's the dullest man I ever met. But he seems to be admired here. May I tell you what most interests me about New York? Not all the blind obeying of tradition, somebody else's tradition. It seems stupid to have discovered America only to make it a copy of another country. Do you suppose Christopher Columbus would have taken all that trouble just to go to the opera with Larry Lefferts?
Well, I think if he'd suspected that Lefferts were here, the Santa Maria might never have left port.
And May, does she share these views?
Or if she does, she'd never say so.
Are you very much in love with her?
As much as a man can be.
Do you think there's a limit?
If there is, I haven't found it.
C'est bon. It's really and truly a romance then. Not in the least arranged.
Have you forgotten in our country we don't allow our marriages to be arranged?
야, 참 이 뉴랜드 아처가 대단한 사람이에요, 지금.
Yes, I forgot. I'm sorry. I sometimes make these mistakes. I don't always remember that everything here is good. That was
베토벤 비창 나오죠. 2악장. 아다지오 칸타벨레.
I'm so sorry. But you know you were among friends here.
Yes, I know. That's why I came home.